I mean, again, I am projecting when the bids go up for this, the aesthetics. This is going to be a multi-billion dollar deal. And you're going to see even the NCAA is going to get guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when the money goes up for companies, employees see it. They go to their unions. They form unions. There's lawsuits filed. So it's going to happen. And by the way, I've not always been on the pay all the athletes thing.
Yeah.
Because you do get education, promotion, marketing. There's a lot of advantages to being a college athlete. But when a sport becomes a $72 billion sport over 4 years, somebody's going to get paid beyond executives.
I hope so. Well, Russell Wilson joined the Seahawks for OTAs after working through issues with the team during the offseason, and he is setting the record straight about whether he really wanted out of Seattle.
In terms of the trade talks, I think anytime you play professional sports, there's always a possibility of something happening, right? And I think that's just the reality. I think that there's a lot of teams out there that people were saying that I was going to or would go to. I requested a trade. I did not request a trade. I've always wanted to play here. And the reality is, I think calls were getting thrown around and this and that, and I think that's just a reality. But I think at the end of the day, the real reality is that I'm here, and I'm here to win. I'm here to win it all.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, you always hear the grass is greener. Sometimes it is, but he's got a well-financed team, a Hall of Fame coach, a coach that has been willing to shake things up all the time. Russell's aspirational. Pete Carroll's aspirational. This is not a tradition-heavy franchise like Pittsburgh or Green Bay. Pete and Russ actually fit really well together, and we have a history in the NFL where great defensive coaches and star quarterbacks, from Dungy and Manning to Belichick and Brady to Tomlin and Big Ben, this Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, this is a good fit. The grass was not going to be greener with the Raiders.
No. And it's good to hear he always wanted to stay there. He just wanted to be heard. And I think he thought the only way to be heard was to finally publicly let his frustration out. And it worked.
Yep.
It doesn't always work, but it worked for us. All right, moving on to the Patriots. Fans are hoping Mac Jones is going to be the quarterback of the future. But those who want to see him take the field as a rookie may be disappointed. According to Ben Valin of the Boston Globe, Jones seems to have a long way to go to beat out Cam Newton for the starting job. He said Belichick still loves Cam, and in Thursday's practice, Jones went last among the quarterbacks in team drills despite Cam being out with an injury. Now, we know no rookie quarterback is going to be great right out of the gates. The game's faster. The players are bigger. I think it's only going to benefit him in the long run to sit behind a veteran quarterback for a little bit.
Well, and Cam is better than Mac Jones right now significantly. So Cam should play. This is, I mean, what's funny is ideally you don't want your rookie quarterbacks to play. Ideally, you want to do the Mahomes deal where you sit a year. But in this instance, the gap between Cam and Mac Jones, I think, is substantial.
Huge.
Forget physically.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam, this is not an easy system. Cam's now been in it for this is the second year. So Cam's probably way ahead of him at the line of scrimmage, way ahead of him arm strength, way ahead of him physically. So this isn't a fair fight. I mean, Cam's absolutely a significantly better player than Mac Jones is today in the NFL, and it's not close.
And he's also physically a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, moving on to another great quarterback. Tom Brady knows what it takes to win back-to-back Super Bowls. He did it years ago in New England, but he also knows it won't be easy to accomplish that feat again in Tampa.
I think that's what you got to not fall into, is that, this is the way it worked last year, so this is the way it'll be this year. And the reality is everything's different. Improve your routine, improve your communication with your teammates, with your coaches. Not allow your mind to really, fall into this position that you make this assumption that just because you did something in February that you'll do it again next February, because that's not the reality of football. It's way too competitive.
What it is, it's too close.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is the average score in this league, it's a 3.5 to 4 point differential. Again, I said it yesterday. The Jags beat the Colts last year. The Jets beat the Rams. So the reality is, if you come in, Eric Mangini, who used to, be a coach on the Patriot staff, said they had no idea in New England the year after they won it. The next year, he said, you become everybody's Monday Night Football game. You become the circle game on everybody's schedule. He goes, this coaches scheme. They stay up later. Yeah. And it's just, so you're going to get, last year, in a weird way, Tampa kind of, even with Brady, snuck up on people.
They slid under the radar.
Yeah, we thought the Packers and the Saints would be better, Kansas City. So those days are over. They are front and center on everybody's schedule.
But Tom's used to that. And if anybody can win back-to-back, because he's done it before, it's Tom Brady.
Yep. Alex for the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Jim Jackson played 14 years in